How you doing this morning, Mike?
I'm here, and I guess I'm okay.
Great. Well, we got a couple things I want to talk about before we get to these calls. And like I said, callers, stay right where you are, and we're going to do whatever we can to get things on the up and up. The World Health Organization, a day late and a dollar short, has come out and said processed meat can increase risk of cancer. There you have it, processed meat. Eating processed meat on a daily basis can increase the risk of colon cancer, while, get this is actually kind of funny, while red meat is probably carcinogenic too. Probably, we're not sure, but we're going to say it anyways, because we suck at our job. We got to say something. Eating meats such as hot dogs, sausages, corned beef, ham, and beef jerky increases the risk of colorectal cancer, said the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, a part of the WHO. And so I'm just wondering why they would stop at colorectal cancer. I mean, if conditions are ripe for cancer in your body, couldn't it conceivably come up anywhere? I mean, am I right, Mike?
Oh, definitely. I mean, once it starts in one place, that means you're already going through, multiple bad situations in your body, which can lead to cancer anywhere. And I mean, in some cases, cancer is the least of your worries because there's even worse things out there sometimes. You're totally right. You're 100% on the ball.
Well, and this is something that we've been saying for an awful long time. And by we, I mean, guys like Dr. Wallach, Dr. Glidden, me once I learned about it, Ben Fuchs, you. And quite honestly, processed meat is like the blow-up doll of the food world, okay? I mean, why would you not just eat real meat, right? I mean, nothing beats a good steak. You just don't overcook it. That's another thing we've been telling people for a long time. And just to say that red meat is probably carcinogenic, well, I mean, how much did you guys get paid to come up with that one? I mean, probablys, maybes, we don't know. The agency classified processed meat as Group 1 carcinogenic to humans, the same classification as cigarettes and asbestos. So, don't smoke asbestos while you're eating beef jerky. According to IARC findings, experts said that 50-gram portions of processed meat consumed on a daily basis increase the risk of bowel cancer by 18%. For an individual, the risk of developing colorectal cancer because of their consumption of processed meat remains small, but the risk increases with the amount of meat consumed. Dr. Kurt Strafe, head of the IARC Monograms program, said in a statement, "View the large number of people who consume processed meat. The global impact on cancer incidence is of public health importance." So that's just one thing. And it's funny because we were talking just the other day, Mike. We were talking about giving people tips on reducing their risks of different disease. And you made a statement that was interesting to me. And you were saying that North Americans, on average, need more nutrition off the bat than just about anybody else on the planet. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Okay, are we talking about because of the diets, or?
Yeah, well, that was one thing you had touched on. We basically live so unhealthy for so many years that it's surprising to a lot of people that these problems aren't even bigger.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was overseas doing health consulting, you don't get people over, in some European countries and Middle Eastern countries, Mediterranean, you don't get this laundry list of things that are going on with them because, first of all, a lot of the people over there can't afford all this processed junk, all this deli meat and Kraft Dinner. Like Kraft Dinner itself and a lot of Kraft products, they have to mention something called tartrazine. And tartrazine is a highly, highly cancerous chemical. And it'll actually say it in like a separate section. It'll say, this contains tartrazine, like in the ingredients, but it's like separate. So yeah, North Americans specifically have the honestly, I'd have to say, for developed nations, I'd have to say they have the poorest diets. The breakfast that you have, okay, the typical breakfast, the bacon, eggs, ham, toast, hash browns.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms and Captain Crunch and
Right.
Lucky Charms are good, though. That, promotes mental illness in children and, makes them learn new games. You ever see a kid running around hitting his head against the wall? No? Well, it's kind of sad, but Lucky Charms and other forms of cereals do have food colorings and dyes that can cause mental problems in the children. And by the way, to everybody, I was actually joking around when I said, it's kind of funny when kids do that. It's pretty disgusting that food
It's
can do
not
that.
funny.
It's
No,
not funny
and
at
we're
all.
going to get into that a little bit because Sesame Street has an autistic puppet on the show to make it normal when kids do things like that. But anyways, we're talking about processed meats right now. Yeah. So, I might start watching again.
And I like how the article that you read actually doesn't even say why the processed meats could be cancerous. It says, well, they can cause bowel cancer, but it's not telling you what in it, what's the ingredient or why. And I think why that is because the market in North America is so huge. The breakfast market alone, people listen to that whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I don't remember who it was. I think it was General Mills that came up with that, or Kellogg's. But no, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. I recommend to everybody, if you can, skip it. Skip it for as many hours as you can. And, you've got all these heated synthetic foods on your plate, the sausages and the ham and the bacon, and not to mention the fact that they come from pork, which I don't recommend people to eat. But it starts with breakfast, and then it goes on to lunch. And the lunch will also usually have deli meat. So you ate deli meat at breakfast, you ate deli meat in the afternoon, and depending on your financial situation, you might go home and eat like Spam or something, or overcooked red meat. Like the acrylamides that form from red meat are very cancerous. So, yeah, sorry, I just kind of spun off there.
That's okay. Wait, and you know what? One thing that you said that kind of stuck out to me, people in, underdeveloped nations, so-called, you said they can't afford the processed meat. Well, it's the exact opposite situation here. People here, for the most part, can't afford the real thing because the processed meat is way cheaper. I mean, if you've been in the grocery store and looked at these little packets of lunch meat that you can get, and there's really nothing there, but they're under $1. You can get a pack of them for 97 cents and throw them on a sandwich a day and send your kid to school for a week, right? So for a lot of people, that's the only option they really have, and that's based on, budgetary concerns.
Oh, totally. I mean, bologna, right? Like, you buy a package of bologna, you can make the kid 30 sandwiches out of it. Now, the thing is, especially to all you parents that give your child bologna, aside from the fact that, bread is garbage when it comes to your health, we've discussed gluten plenty of times, and, Dr. Glidden and everybody else has too. So in the deli meats, okay, there's something called nitrates and nitrites. So what happens is nitrates, when you ingest them, these are forms of nitrogen and oxygen and things like that that combine together, because, like, I'm not going to go into every single one of them, but they're basically used as preservatives. They bind to hemoglobin. They bind to iron to give meat a bright red color. Okay, and so nitrates and nitrites have been known since the 1950s to be poisonous, very, very toxic. Okay, especially when heated. They've known it. Medical doctors knew it in the 1950s. I think it was 1956 or 7. They made this huge study that got suppressed after a few years. So it's like we talk about it, and then 3 or 4 years later, we're like, oh, wait, sausages sell. Okay, let's cancel this study. So in really high doses, nitrites and nitrates, which, well, a nitrate would form into a nitrite in the body, causes something called methemoglobinemia. If I do, methemoglobinemia. And what that basically is it's a illness where you have too many nitrites and they shut down hemoglobin in your cells. So they shut down the ability for your red blood cells to function. And hemoglobin is what oxygen binds to in your body. So in order for oxygen to be transported, it has to bind to hemoglobin. So when it binds to hemoglobin, it's like, hemoglobin is like the city bus, so it transports you everywhere. Well, when you get that methylhemoglobinemia, your hemoglobin shuts down and you can't transport oxygen, you can't transport nutrients, and, it's caused by, fertilizers leaking into the water stream. It's caused by, red meats, especially in children, because they're more sensitive to everything. A grown man will eat 2 slices of bologna, but then you turn around and you put 2 slices of bologna on a child's sandwich.
Bunch of baloney. I hear the music. That means we're at the end of this segment. We're going to get back to Victoria, in Oklahoma, and Catherine, Texas after this. Mike filling in for Dr. Glidden. We'll be back.
My name's Clyde, age 59, and I reside in Florence, South Carolina. The doctors diagnosed me as having clogged arteries. It felt like I was carrying heavy concrete blocks around my feet and legs. I started taking Heart Body Extract as directed. It is less than 3 weeks, and I'm like a young man again. It's unbelievable that an herbal formula can work so fast and so powerfully.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
You wouldn't go swim with the sharks without a cage, would you?
Hey, has anyone seen Larry?
It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with a scanner and steal your credit and debit card info, as well as data from other cards containing RFID chips. IDStronghold.com, the original maker of shielded wallets, is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, open or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and don't shield properly, if at all. If you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to idstronghold.com, because getting anything else is like being the next victim in a Jaws movie.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
It's time to kick some ash because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com. spelled LECIG.com. LeCig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live here on the Dr. Glidden Show, and as promised before the break, we're going to go over to Victoria in Oklahoma. How are you doing this morning, Victoria?
Hi there. I have some challenging questions, and I know somebody who had a liver and kidney transplant, and with all of that, they have all these immune-suppressing drugs and stuff, and he's considering getting a knee replacement or something like that, and I'm trying to influence him to go, more the nutrition and natural way. And I loaned him the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD and the Healing is Easy. But I'm just wondering how you would counsel somebody like this with, and what all the complications are with all this immune suppressant drugs. Can you give me some counsel on that?
Well, first of all, I mean, you can't undo surgery, right? What's done is done. And with anti-rejection drugs, I've never heard Dr. Wallach or Dr. Glidden counsel somebody to stop taking them. Do you have any thoughts on this, Mike?
Well, unfortunately, if they've already gone through with the process of the transplant, you can't... It's really, really difficult for me to recommend them to stop them or to even reduce them. My best recommendation would be to get on a full protocol of supplements, and you're gonna. Unfortunately, the damage has been done. So what we can do is we can make the best of it by saying, okay, get on a full protocol and cross your fingers that things will start to turn around. Now, the body, for the most part, will never accept the organs. Your body has an innate ability to know what's what and who's who. You put a piercing in your body, it's going to start all kinds of reactions. Just a piercing, just a basic, belly button piercing or eyebrow piercing, which I always tell people don't get piercings because your body knows it's not supposed to be there.
It's an intruder.
It is an intruder.
The main thing I was concerned about is I wouldn't recommend him to get off any of those suppressing drugs. My concern was rather than having a knee surgery, that if he took the right supplements, that his knee could repair without the surgery. That was more my...
Yeah, that's the hope, right? I mean, that's always a better route to go, is to change the diet, get on a supplementation protocol. Are you a longevity distributor, Victoria?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good girl. Nice to meet you. And for this guy, obviously he's going to need a healthy bone and joint pack. He's going to need enough glucogel caps to be able to take one a day for every 10 pounds body weight. So I'm sure that you're familiar with that. If he weighs 100 pounds, that's 10 a day. Find out if he has any shellfish allergies. And if he does, then what you want to do is go hard on the Fucoid Z or Z radical. Either one is acceptable. There's a powdered Z radical and a liquid. What you want to do is give the body what it needs to regenerate. And really, that's the best route. As far as the liver and kidney transplant, what's done is done. I mean, it's too bad that he didn't hear about us a long time ago, because I've seen people overcome liver and kidney problems. And in fact, the liver is the most regenerative organ in the whole body. I mean, you start giving the liver selenium and a few things that it needs, and just watch it bounce back. I mean, if you've got just a very small portion of it that's still functional, it can come back. But here comes coffee enemas. Yeah, that's another one. Explain how that works, Mike.
So, with coffee enemas themselves, basically anybody who knows what an enema is when you're basically putting liquids up your bum. So that's just a summary of it. Now, the way that the coffee enemas work is when you put the coffee into the colon, okay, it doesn't have to go as high as the intestine, it's just the lower colon. And there's a certain valve that'll open up, and the caffeine from the coffee and certain phytosterols, so like plant ingredients, nutrients, will go into this vein and it'll go right up into your liver, and it'll cause the liver to start pumping. And when it pumps, okay, now by pumping, it's a bigger term than that, but I'm just going to use pumping as an example. Okay, picture like you're squeezing a ball, let's just say. Okay, now the liver starts to pump, and what's going to happen is a bunch of bile as well as toxins that have been built up in your system for 30, 40 years, pharmaceuticals and all kinds of other garbage, okay, that your liver couldn't clean out on its own. Your liver's going to go into overdrive, and it's going to start pumping everything out.
All right, I got to cut you off there, Mike. I hear the music. That means we're going into a break. We'll be back to finish off with Victoria in Oklahoma, and we'll get to Catherine in Texas after this. Welcome back to the Dr. Glidden Show. Mike and Mike filling in once again for the good doctor. Now, before the break, we had Victoria in Oklahoma on the line. She has a friend that had a liver and kidney transplant and is taking anti-rejection drugs. And there's a few things that this individual can do to improve their quality of life with the in lieu of the fact that they're taking these drugs. And I'm going to let Mike get into that right now.
With regards to the immunosuppressant drugs, they reduce the function of T lymphocytes, and they reduce the function of your immune system. Now, with that comes the increased risk of infections. Okay, now that's one of the things that a lot of doctors don't talk about. So, shutting down the immune system means that you have to take special care with certain things in life. Now, for example, your friend that's on the immunosuppressant drugs, I wouldn't recommend that they shave using razors. The reason being is razors can cause little cuts, bacteria can be formed on the razors, and then the bacteria or any kind of viruses and infections may happen in the skin through pathways of things like the razors. So I would recommend an electric shaver that you can wash on a regular basis. Also, I'd recommend that they keep very, very good hygiene, just in general, like always, washing themselves. I don't mean using antibacterial soap, and I definitely don't mean using ethyl alcohol like hand sanitizers. But yeah, like they should try and avoid injuries. They should try and avoid cuts. And also, they can practice deep breathing. Slow, deep breathing, okay, causes changes to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and it allows them to really calm down, and it allows their body to function better. And in some cases, that actually helps with the body getting used to the new organ, because in some cases, the rejection occurrence will lessen and lessen over time, and then that person can also reduce, or maybe even if they're lucky, cut out the immunosuppressant drugs in the end. So really, hygiene and stay away from getting cut. Try to avoid places like farms if they can, because there's all kinds of fungus and spores that can grow there. But, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on. Just be very clean.
The other thing a person can do to... Sorry, go ahead, Victoria.
Oh, what I wanted to ask was, you mentioned the R radical. Now, myself, Dr. Glidden, I have the shellfish allergy, and when I had talked to him before, he had recommended the good herb bone and tissue in place of the glucogel, and I was familiar with the R radical, but the thing I'm having a problem with the other suggestion was not the bone and tissue. I haven't checked the ingredients on that, but he also recommended the Knox gelatin, and I, like you, don't use pork products, and my understanding is the Knox gelatin is a pork hooves basically ground up. And so I wanted to know what I don't know what the Z radical is, but how would you compare the herbal bone and tissue and a replacement for the Knox gelatin in a more suitable vegetarian source or something like that?
Well, listen, first of all, what I would have to say about that is the Good Herbs Bone and Joint Support is an add-on, okay? I mean, you got to do everything else first, but the reason that we go with the Z radical if somebody has a shellfish allergy is because of the presence of the sea vegetable fucoidan. And there are over 900 published studies on it, And the reason why it's so effective is because it will stimulate stem cells to activate and the growth of new ones, which will actually regenerate things in your body. And that is the reason for the Z radical or the Fucoid Z. That's what you're wanting, is the Fucoid in there. So that's what I have to say about that, basically. Also, with what we were talking about with immunosuppressing drugs, it would be a good idea to add to whatever he's taking from Youngevity a bottle of Killer Biotic FX, and that will go a long way to boosting the immune system. Not only that, but the Fucoid Z has got zinc and vitamin C in it, and it's also a major immune booster. So that's a great way to go. You can't go wrong.
Okay, just for clarification then, rather than the bone and tissue support and the Nox, you would replace that with the Z radical instead?
If I was going to replace it with anything in lieu of a shellfish allergy, yeah, that's the way I would go.
Okay.
Can I also mention something before you go?
Oh, please.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Nox gelatin. You know, that's basically like saying a Kleenex, right? Kleenex is a tissue paper, but it's a name brand. So what you can do as a replacement that I've done with a lot of clients, because like I said, I don't recommend pork products. Now, if it's religious purposes, then yes, you should technically avoid anything derived from pork. If it's due to being a vegan or vegetarian, well, that's a different topic altogether. One of these days, maybe we should go into why.
For me, it's religious.
Okay, good. So if it's religion, then I suggest you go to a Middle Eastern supermarket, okay, any place that sells Middle Eastern foods, and in general, you'll find kosher and halal versions of Jell-O, okay, because Jell-O is Jell-O. It's made from cartilage, it's made from the hooves, it's made from the things that your joints are made out of. So would you be able to have kosher or halal Jell-O?
Oh, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the pork.
Yeah, okay. So if that's the case, then I'd say hit up a Middle East supermarket, okay, whether it's a Jewish supermarket or a Muslim supermarket, and you could definitely find a lot of beef-based cartilage Jell-Os, which I actually, if this was a video clip, I would show you one that I have in my kitchen. But yeah, definitely that would work as a decent cartilage support. And I'm not sure if Youngevity has a shellfish-free glucosamine, but if you have to, then you might have to go outside of Youngevity and search around at. I'd say search at your local grocery store first for a shellfish-free glucosamine product, because I have a cousin that lives with me, and she actually has shellfish allergies. So I have to go out of Youngevity and get specific glucosamine products for her. They are usually plant-derived, so I'm telling you straight up, they're not as efficient. Okay.
You got to take a lot of them.
You got to take at least an extra 1,500 milligrams, like an extra tablespoon per day. So, you have to take 10% more, I'd say, in order to get the effects. But I mean, they do work. They do work. Don't get me wrong. They do work. It's just you got to take a little bit more. We're carnivorous in nature, so that's the thing, right? We're made from what we're supposed to be eating. We're omnivores, but I'd say we're more on a carnivorous side, and that's the thing. So look into adding extra things like vitamin C as well. Vitamin C goes a long way to helping out the formation of bone and joints. Look into getting extra vitamin D. I'm pretty sure if you check in your back office on your Youngevity, you can find extra vitamin C supplements and vitamin D and things like that. There's probably quite a few of them.
Well, if she's taking a healthy start pack, she's getting lots of vitamin C and D.
Yeah, well, if she can boost it even more, I mean, if you guys have a specific
I actually take already more of the D3. I think you need more than what's in there. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and if you can get some extra vitamin C, go for it. I'd highly recommend it. Make sure it has all the bioflavonoids that go with it. So make sure it's not just ascorbic acid. Make sure it's like, let's say, ascorbic acid or a fat-soluble vitamin C that actually has different things like rose hips and stuff like that to help it function better.
Okay, can I ask you one more question, please? I have leaky gut, and I don't know what products he has that help. Some of the things that I've checked out, I can't use the one that has. I'm allergic to turmeric, and one of the products has turmeric. Now, what I've been used to is the aloe vera and the nucleotides and okra. Now, what would your suggestion be as far as healing leaky gut?
Well, I was actually trying to think of the name of the longevity aloe juice that they have. There is one. Basically, yeah, you are right. The aloe vera would definitely soothe the intestines. Now, are you eating grains, wheat, barley, rye, and oats? Because that's a lot of the times the cause of it, or allergies,
No.
food
I'm
allergies.
gluten intolerant. I'm well aware of all of that. No. I don't use any of the gluten grains, and I don't really eat a whole lot of any grains or bread or stuff anymore, carbohydrates and stuff. I'm more vegetables and, yeah.
Have you eliminated potential food allergens?
Well, I have a long list of those, too, and I've eliminated those as well. It's just very challenging because I have to do all my cooking from scratch because there's hardly anything out there. And, of course, what I'm learning with the oils, no oils, I mean, I have a dairy allergy, and so I've been buying the, like coconut ice cream bars and stuff, but even the covering on that all has oil in it, so I've got to get that out. And so just coconut ice cream with no oil and stuff in it. So I'm working on all of that, and I'm glad I didn't learn all this at once. It would have been so overwhelming. I don't know if I could handle it.
It's a process.
I'm getting oils out, no canola oil, and I'm realizing all of the chips, even though they're gluten-free, they all have all this rancid oil in it. So I'm wondering, what do you, my list is so long, you know what I mean? I'm eating nuts and dried fruits and pumpkin seeds and, those kind of things. But the problem is the doctor says that the grains and the seeds and the nuts are irritating to an already compromised digestive tract. So, and the legumes. So, it's rather challenging for me.
Yeah, well, do you mind if I go, Mike?
No, keep going. You're doing great.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off or anything.
That's okay, man. You got good stuff to say. Say on, Sarah.
Yes, I was actually going to say I don't recommend the nuts at all. Okay, because they'll make you crap out like a machine gun, and they irritate your intestine on the way down. So what you really got to focus on is basic Thanksgiving-style meals. Okay, what I mean by that is roast beef with vegetables, chicken with vegetables. Go ahead and buy your frozen vegetables if you want. In most cases, frozen vegetables tend to be a little bit better than fresh because fresh produce is not fresh produce. Fresh produce has been there for 3 weeks. It's been shipped in trucks and things like that. Whereas frozen vegetables, I believe in Canada the guidelines are that they have to be cut and quick frozen within 6 hours. Cut, washed, and quick frozen. So, I mean, I'm not sure about the guidelines in the United States, but I'm assuming they're just the same. And yesterday I had roast beef with broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, just the frozen veggies. You focus on very basic foods. You have shellfish allergies, that's fine. Go for chicken. Have some chicken wings. Put hot sauce on everything if you want.
I'm allergic to beef, so that's out. I eat the good no hormone chicken and some wild salmon and some turkey, and that's about it.
That all sounds great, Victoria. I hear the music, and you're going to have to take the recommendations that Mike has given you and go with it. Keep in touch with the show. We're going to let you go, and we're going to get back on the other side of this with Catherine in Texas. Stick around, people. Where does the time go? Last segment of the show. We're back live, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We've got limited time, so we're going to get to Catherine in Texas, and we also have a question about warts in the chat room, so we're going to talk about that if there's time. Catherine, how you doing in Texas?
Hi, doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm all right. You've got a question about rotator cuff surgery. Is that correct? Go ahead and let us know what's going on.
That is one of the questions that I have. I have two issues that are going on here. I am scheduled for rotator cuff surgery on Friday and was considering what would I be using for recovery. I've heard so far of your bone and your
bone and joint pack, yeah.
That you have there to do bone and joint, yes. Getting that as well, along with this repair that they're going to be doing to my rotator cuff.
Now,
yeah, okay, so you definitely want to nutrify your body if you're going into a surgery, and if you're looking at cutting your recovery time, that's the best way to go. And if you haven't done that yet, how did you find out about us, Catherine?
I have a person here in Houston that's advising me about the longevity products that I'm interested in now.
Okay, so get back. Would it be Harvey, incidentally?
No, there's another lady here that's involved in it. She's just recently getting involved in it.
Okay, good girl. So get back
really
with her.
Up about it.
Yeah, and have her get you fixed up with a healthy bone and joint pack. I want you to cut all the, used to be a 10 bad food list. Now it's 12. She should be able to give you information on that. I'm not going to get into it too much because we have limited time here on the air. But yeah, get a healthy bone and joint pack. Start taking it regularly every day. And hopefully your recovery time will be sliced in half just because the body is better prepared to heal itself. Good enough?
No, yes, that one is. But I'm also being advised, too, because I went to the dentist, and they're advising me that I need to have some sort of scaling done, and I have a mild bacteria in my gums. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you can advise for me to take as well to get rid of this bacteria without having to do this type of scaling?
Yeah, absolutely. You can rinse your mouth out 3 times a day with a tablespoon of colloidal silver. That'll kill bacteria dead. Not only that, but there's 200 micrograms of colloidal silver per ounce of the plant-derived minerals. And if you can add the plant-derived minerals to the protocol that you're going to be getting with the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, that'll go a long way. But I've actually seen people knock out infections in the mouth with colloidal silver in under 15 minutes. I've seen it. So that's a cheap and effective way to go. Colloidal silver. Just swish it around in your mouth for about 2 minutes. You can put a drop of oil of oregano under your tongue, leave it there for a minute. You have something to chase it with because it's going to burn, but that will also kill infections. Mike, do you have anything to add quick?
I was just going to ask why you're getting the rotator cuff surgery in the first place. Is it literally torn?
I have had an MRIs that are saying that it is. Yes, I have no road. What is it?
You can't
range
rotate?
Of motion. No, at all. I can't even put my arm behind my shoulder to fasten my bra or put a shirt on without having any type of pain. Washing my hair has been difficult. I had an accident.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because, for example, I've been a martial arts fighter for a long time, full contact fighting, and I've also had, a bunch of other things happen to me, like snowboarding problems. And the reason being is they will always try to recommend, even if you have loss of range of motion, they will always try to recommend surgery. My best advice to you, I suggest you consider looking into basically repairing it first. I'm not telling you not to do the surgery, but I'm saying I wouldn't recommend that you do the surgery first. I would recommend that you start a protocol first and allow the body a chance to actually fix the rotator cuff, because I've recovered from plenty of things and I'm still alive. Hundreds and hundreds of people that I've talked to have recovered from rotator cuff issues, back problems, knee problems, things like that. I personally would suggest, how long have you had this problem? How long have you had the lack of range of motion?
We don't have time to get into it. We're in the middle of the music. We're at the end of the show. So if you want further advice, Catherine, you're going to have to call back in tomorrow morning. But Mike is right. We've seen a lot of people recover from rotator cuff injuries and problems. Mike and Mike filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We are out of time, but we'll be back tomorrow. So we'll talk to you then, folks.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body, supercharge your health at alkavision.com. By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Earthquake, floods, winter storms, prolonged power outages, or war. Each of us have had that moment when we recognize that we need to be better prepared. We typically do the same thing. We start with food storage, then we address the need for water. But have you considered heat storage? I'm talking about staying warm in the cold. Here are some things for you to consider. How will I keep my family warm? The standard answers are firewood, coal, or propane. But the problem with that if you need to be on the move is you can't take it with you. Another concern? There may come a time when you need to stay warm without smoke, like in times of war. There may even come a time when you can't burn fuel. The answers may be simpler and less costly than you think. For these answers, go to FortressClothing.com. Again, FortressClothing.com has the answers to your heat storage dilemma. Don't get stuck in the cold. FortressClothing.com. You'll never be cold again.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, grain-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts, None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection, security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
There are hundreds of silver products on the market today, but there's nothing like the astonishing health benefits of the multi-patented One Silver Solution. Boost your immune system at a great price with our Silver Solution Liquid, starting at $12.95 a bottle. Now available in regular and extra strength. That's half the price of the leading competitors. Call 844-USILVER for your free catalog, or go to onesilversolution.com. onesilversolution.com. There is only one Silver Solution.
It's time to kick some ash because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of '98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.